It's like Bradley here. Like, I think, what do you have? An S24 Ultra? That I think you've mentioned you're not going to upgrade. Like, it's you're fine not upgrading, right? And I'm just getting to that realization myself. Quite honestly, I get worked up. I'm a nerd. I get worked up, excited about all these new releases, and I'm like, do I really need to get that? Right? Like, if I didn't have a YouTube channel, would I get the S26 Ultra? I would like to say, nah, probably hold off. And I honestly, I think I would this year. I'm gonna get it. Obviously, actually, my wife wants one, so I'm gonna get two, one for her, one for me. Um, but if I didn't have the channel, you know, yeah, I don't know. It's really not that big of a change. I got a open box OnePlus 13 at Best Buy for 340. Holy crap, that's a good deal. That's a good deal. And see, that's a good upgrade. Go from an S21 Ultra to OnePlus 13. That's a good upgrade, right? You don't When you upgrade, you do not have to upgrade to the latest flagship. And let me roll into this next article because that's what this was talking about, right? Is this right here. Are flagship phones worth buying? A new survey says no. No. Two-thirds of people that were polled, two-thirds of people that participated in this online poll don't think high-end phones are worth the fuss. And it makes me wonder is it makes me wonder, right? You don't even have to buy, if you're upgrading, you can buy a year old flagship and essentially have the latest flagship. I think we've gotten to a point where these processors, right? The how fast the memory is. And look, you can tell the difference between a budget phone. I'm talking about a bottom of the barrel phone and a flagship. Yes, there's a difference, right? I can tell a difference in usability, how fast it is. Um, does it stutter? Operating system, how smooth is it? But you don't have to go out and get a move from a S21 Ultra to a OnePlus 15. No, you can go from a S21 Ultra to a OnePlus 13, just like Sean did, or even a S21 Ultra to an S25 Ultra. Right, you can really save some money that way, and you don't have to get the latest flagship or something like this, right? You 650 gets you in the door. Well, what did we say yesterday? It was like, I guess technically, keep on saying 650. Technically, it was like 689, I think, or 679, something like that. I mean, that's half the price of a S26 Ultra, right? The cameras on here gonna blow away the S26 Ultra. I can guarantee you that. And when we get the S26 Ultra in, we're gonna do comparisons. I can tell already it's gonna blow it away. Like this thing, this is the real deal when it comes to cameras, right? I'm starting to think my estimations, but before I got this, I was thinking, you know what, this is probably what a Pixel should have been, with a Snapdragon CPU, but top-notch cameras, buttery smooth operating system, just as a Snapdragon CPU. And that's after a couple years now. I'm kind of wishing Google stuck with Snapdragon, because the Pixel 9 still outperforms the Pixel 10. Perfect example. If you have a Pixel 6a, a Pixel 7a, and you want to upgrade your Pixel, you don't need to get the Pixel 10. Get the Pixel 9. It's a better phone than the Pixel 10. Pixel 10, you all know, after 200 charging cycles, they're cutting the charging speeds in half, capping the battery at 80%, right? Really? Like, there's no need to upgrade to the Pixel 10. Pixel 9 is still a badass phone. Motorola signature phone, is that coming to the US market? Maybe. So I heard probably. So I heard that, they're coming out with the Fold, signature Fold. Now, they're not coming out with that. They're not releasing that until like July or August. mid to probably in the third quarter of the year, something like that, right around August. So I heard when they release the Fold, they're going to release both the Signature and the Signature Fold, or make it available for the US market. But that's still, what, 6 months away. I really want to get the Fold, and the one and I'm not a foldable. I say that, but I'm using my Flip 7. I've never had a foldable. I've had a flip. I've had a bunch of the flips, but not fold the book style. One thing that sets that apart is that it's essentially going to be the Signature just folding open. So you know, Samsung on their Fold 7, they still don't put the best cameras on the Fold 7, and you're paying $2,000. Even with the Pixel Fold, they downgrade the cameras. Like, these are the things I don't understand. Now, I'm sure it's due to money. Everything is. But Motorola's putting these cameras on a foldable. So it'll have the best cameras on any foldable in the market on the planet when they release it. So I hear they are, but it's going to be a while. Satellite is a must now. Not for me. I get why satellite is a good idea, and it is. I'm not saying it's not, but I never go mountain climbing. I never go out in a desert. I never go into space. Like, that's what it's for. Is like when your mobile carrier can't provide your phone carrier services, right? Like when the towers can't supply you with a data signal. That's when the satellites kick in. I've never in my life. I take that back. I mean, once in a lifetime, I'm like, damn, I have it in my signal, but it's only for like 30 seconds, right? But if you live in Colorado, you go mountain climbing, you live in Nevada in the desert, I get it, but like, I guess, yeah, that's a good side piece. In fact, I would, like I said earlier, I would think twice about upgrading to the Pixel 10 series, right? I'm gonna blast Google here when I do my if it comes true, and after 200 charging cycles they cut the charging in half. I'm not gonna be a happy camper, because you know what that means. I'm gonna get rid of my Pixel 10s. I can't plug a phone in that's gonna take 2 hours to charge. Like, I'm out. I'm out. Sorry. Like, I'm just not doing it. So y'all know how Google implemented the AirDrop feature into Quick Share with Google? Well, Google is now saying AirDrop support for more Android phones is on the way very soon. And I have a hunch that when the Galaxy Unpacked event happens here on the 25th of February, I think that's what they mean by very soon. I think Samsung is going to announce that their phones, or at least, wouldn't that suck if they say, oh yeah, because that's what Google did. Google said, AirDrop and Quick Share now can communicate, but it was only for the new Pixel 10 series. Now, I think they rolled it out, or they're getting close to rolling it out to the 9 series, and then they'll do the Pixel 8 series. But I think Samsung is going to announce that they are going to roll out Quick Share and AirDrop compatibility, I think, when the S26 Ultra gets launched, which is going to suck for the S25 users, S24 users, S23 users. They're going to have to wait another 3 months for them to. We've lived so long without them being compatible. It's like, what the hell? It is cool though. I've used it quite a bit with my 2 devices, but there's other ways to doing it, right? Because what I do is I'll take pictures on. It's like today I filmed with the iPhone, right? I'll just transfer it, or I'll upload the content to the cloud on my iPhone, and then on my Pixel, I'll access that cloud storage file and then download it onto the Pixel phone, and then I'll edit the videos. But what I'm doing with camera tests, especially with the new Motorola Signature, I'm not transferring anything. I'm trying to get it as pure as possible. I'm going to shoot right out like the short that I uploaded about an hour ago. I'm going to shoot on the phone and upload that from the phone to YouTube. Because when you transfer files, you download files to the cloud, to this phone, to that phone, and then you compile it on CapCut, and I don't, you may not get the true look and feel of what a phone is doing, especially when if you're just doing some case review, who cares? But when you're trying to get the most realistic look and feel of a camera test, video test, I try to do it straight from the phone to YouTube, right? Not to mess up any resolution or whatever. So you have that to look forward to. I guess if we have maybe a Pixel 9 series, I think they'll probably announce that for older devices, 8 series possibly, S26. So in due time, right, it'll all work itself out. Another tidbit for the day, the iPhone 18 Pro, the smaller Pro, is going to get a 5,200 milliamp per hour battery. The small phone, the iPhone 18 Pro, is going to get a 5,200 milliamp per hour battery. It's going to be the same battery that Samsung's putting in their Ultra, right? Which makes me wonder too, how big is the iPhone 18 Pro Max battery going to be? 6,000? Possibly. Or 5,600, 5,700? That's a big deal. Like, Apple's starting to step their game up when it comes to battery. And this is a good thing. We need Apple to increase the battery size. We need Apple to put pressure on Samsung to increase the batteries. I'm tired of having to plug my phone in 2 times a day. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, quite honestly, it's about time we every phone should be 2-day battery life at this point, right? We're sending stuff to Mars. We're doing all sorts of crazy stuff with splitting atoms and stuff out in Sweden. We need to get these batteries to last 2 days, right? Like, come on. After using silicon carbon batteries, I don't want to go back to lithium ion. The OnePlus 15, even the OnePlus 13, freaking mind-blowing on battery life, on longevity, charging speeds. Every phone should be that way right now. Every phone. And that's why I'm so pissed at Google with this 200 charging cycle thing. It really, really upsets me. If you can't tell, like, I'm so pissed. I'm just gonna sell my freaking phones. Like, I don't even want to deal with it anymore. Well, the 10 series. Shit, I may just sell it and go get another Pixel 9 Pro XL. It performs better. The 9 Pro XL scores better on Geekbench. I got Sean is asking, what kind of screen on time did you get on your OnePlus 13? Insane, record-setting screen on time. Even better than the OnePlus 15. I got close to 13 hours of screen on time. It was like 12 hours and 47 minutes of screen on time, like regularly. Like, it was nothing under 10 hours. It was like 10 hours and up every single day. I'm on my phone a lot. Like, I run an online business. I'm shooting content for YouTube. I'm doing all sorts of stuff. Almost 13 hours. Now that was like on a daily basis. So it's a classic phone. And I completely understand if people. The OnePlus 15, in my personal opinion, looks better visually, but I think the OnePlus 13, you can't go wrong with that. And it might. I wish I had a OnePlus 13 and 15 at the same time so I could test the cameras. I'm still going to say I believe the OnePlus 12 has the best cameras on any OnePlus phone. The 12. I think it was better than the 13. I think it was better than the 15. I just don't know if the 13 camera quality, picture quality, video quality between the 13 and the 15, probably close. I would lean towards the 13, right? But it was a classic phone. I think you could stick with that for years and you're going to be perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Let's see here. I set up the nice once a day. any more than that, right? Because like when you're laying down, when you go to sleep or you take a nap, just plug it in. It's those days that you forget that you're screwed. Black is open box. Yeah, that's fine. Black's a nice one. It's really nice. Yes, Avery Brenner says, so I have a OnePlus 15 and I've been actually struggling with my cellular service on Verizon. It's been buffering like crazy. My OnePlus 12 didn't have an issue. So, I'm not going to say I had issues, but the performance I was expecting from my OnePlus 15 network wise, it did not meet my expectations. I'll just put it that way. I expected it to perform better than in the real world. Like, for whatever reason, and I discussed this, I got to get out of here soon, but I discussed this, I think, yesterday. My OnePlus 15 seemed not only, but it was like stuck on band 41. And I think it only, you have Verizon, I have T-Mobile, but just an example, it used to just only sit on band 41. And I think it went to 12 one time. And I made a video about it. But my other phones, when I check, the new Motorola Signature, I was rolling around today with my SIM in it, the S25 Ultra. When I'm going around town running errands, I check. I want to know like what the phone is doing. It's always on different bands, always finding the optimal signal and sticking to it. Right. I wonder if the OnePlus 15 is almost shooting itself in the foot because remember it has that new, well, I guess that was the Wi-Fi chip. But look, I haven't really looked into it much, but yeah, it did not meet my expectations in the network department. I always test mine. I'm always looking, and I didn't know if that was just me or if that was a more if that was a problem with more users, quite honestly. So did I have issues? I wouldn't call it issues, but was I satisfied with the network on the OnePlus 15? No, I was not. I was not. I thought it could have gotten better download speeds. I was expecting better download speeds. The speeds I got today were better than OnePlus 15 that I got a few weeks ago. So I'm gonna look into that over the weekend and see if if anybody else is having network issues with the OnePlus 15. I'll look into that for you and get back to y'all because I didn't necessarily see anything. Now it's not necessarily an issue. I just don't think it performed as well as Samsung. Motorola Signature testing coming up. And S26 Ultra, I got more cases in the other day for case reviews. So appreciate all the time. Hope everybody has a safe, enjoyable Friday evening. And I will see you tomorrow. Peace. It didn't want to end my stream. There we go.